Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we will see what are the AI tools which we are using frequently in our day-to-day activities. So there are many AI tools are there. So we will see in this video few AI tools which is very much needed for our day-to-day activities. So they are ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and GitHub Copilot. So there are other tools also will be there. If you know these tools, this may help to our day-to-day activities without efforts actually. So the first thing is take ChatGPT and Gemini. If you want to use for question and answers, it will be helpful actually. So if you can give your question, so it will give that instant answer and it will give the clear explanations. And if you want to do for that content creation also, it will be helpful actually. And if you can go to the one more tool which is called Claude, so it is that generative AI chatbot, and it is a part of large language model. So this can be used mainly for if you want to automate couple of activities in our DevOps or in our day-to-day activities, or if you want to write for any coding technique, those this will be helpful actually. So example, if you want to say, I want to write for that shell scripting, I want to write for that Jenkins pipeline or Azure DevOps YAML based pipeline, or even if you want to write for Ansible playbooks and Kubernetes manifest file, PowerShell scripting, Perl scripting, or Python scripting, whatever it may be, based on your requirement, if you give that question, which is called prompting, and then it will give that exact coding which is required for your requirement actually. And apart from that, so even if you give that image for your requirement, and that for that image it will give that question actually, but you need to know how to give that prompting, how to give that question with that example, that you need to aware of that actually. And apart from that, so if we can use Perplexity, so this is also very important thing actually. This is a AI search engine, so that will be provided that exact answers with that less time. So if you want to search for that question and answers, so Perplexity is also very important compared to the ChatGPT and Gemini. It will give that fast manner actually. And coming to that GitHub Copilot, so it is one of the very important AI tool, so which can be used for coding assistant actually. So mainly the developers use it to write the code for faster and with that less efforts actually. So this will be suggesting lines, functions, even entire code for your project architecture. So if you give your project architecture, this will be giving that prototype for your project architecture actually. That means it will create that entire your project working directory, and it will create that folder structure as well. So what the developers they will do, this GitHub Copilot they can be integrated with their IDEs like Visual Studio, Eclipse, IntelliJ, and they can use it actually. Even if they can try to compile the code, if they can face any errors, why the errors comes, and why where and all the code they need to be corrected, and what is the RCA, the code snippet, everything should be giving by that Git Copilot actually. So let's jump into that. So how to do that? See, this is the ChatGPT. If you can go to that, type that ChatGPT.com. Here, if you want to give what is Jenkins, and it will give that clear explanations actually. So see here, like this, we need to give that prompting. Not only what is Jenkins, if you want to give question with the example also, it will give it. And if you want to go to that Perplexity, perplexity.ai, if you can enter here also, why Jenkins and YKAS. So if you give that, this will give that past manner actually. So it will give that exact information and accurate information. So why Jenkins, why Kubernetes, and what is the use case, all those things it will be given actually. And it will give that comparison stuff. It will give that more information and reliable information actually. And apart from that, if you can go to the cloud, so it is very useful for writing that scripting actually. Example, how to write shell script for Jenkins backup. So if we enter, so automatically it will give that some coding. So you can take this code and you can modify it accordingly, and you can able to execute this code actually. Okay, so and apart from that, if you want to write Kubernetes manifest file for deploying image. Okay, so even if you enter this one, so here you can able to see that our history also actually. So once this script is done, then it will give that what and all features this will be included, how to use this script, how to run this script, all those things it will be given. If you want to enter any questions for that coding level, it is very useful. It will give that coding and it will give that explanations also actually. So this is how it will be useful for this, and Git Copilot will discuss in the next session. Thanks for watching. See here, it will give that coding actually for Kubernetes manifest file also. Okay, so this is how we need to be used for that AI tools on our day to day. And even here, if you can give that, like diagram. So if you want to write for that, it will give it actually. So, but here finally, you need to know how to give that prompting actually. See here, what and all components it will be used and how to execute this code. All those things, detailed information it will giving. What kubectl commands we need to use, all those things it will, what exact output we can see it. Okay, thank you very much. Please go ahead. If you have any questions, could you please comment in my channel.